This video is about the commitment people have towards a test team or in general to any organization. The commitment in a professional sense refers to an individual's connection to an organization or in this case a test team. It also describes their level of attachment to the organization and the extent to which they invest effort in supporting it. The commitment is rooted in the degree to which an individual identifies with their leaders or in general the employer's values and goals. Let's look at the correlations that commitment brings with it. So we have on one side the work motivation, which goes up. So does the job satisfaction and in general the individual's well-being within the context of the project or the job he is doing. And on the other hand, the absenteeism, so the cases an employee do not show up at work, decreases. And so does the turnover of employees and in general the counterproductive work behavior. There are three types of commitment that we will have a look at in this video. So we have the affective commitment, normative commitment, and the continuance commitment. Starting with the first one. For the affective commitment, the mindset is that I want to be here in this team or in this organization. It is an expression of how much a person values the organization and his attitude towards the organization. Part of that is the emotional attachment someone has to a team or project, as well as the colleagues of the team. And hence there is a positive correlation with attendance, job performance, organizational citizenship, and habits in general. For someone in this position, it leads to personal satisfaction and intrinsic motivation. As a leader, there are several things one can do to improve the affective commitment. Of course, someone can foster positive experiences in any form and shape, but also more concrete, you can provide career growth opportunities and inspire a shared vision. Also, you have to promote engaging work, which means to find out what employees' interests are and somehow combine them with the job tasks. Next is the normative commitment, which has the mindset of I ought to be here. So that means that employees feel obligated to stay and perceive leaving as an undesirable behavior. There are negative correlations with quitting and turnover of employees. For people who feel the normative commitment, this leads to intro-rejected regulation, which is a form of extrinsic motivation where you carry out an action because you feel the duty or the responsibility of doing so. As a leader in this case, one can cultivate a respectful and valuing environment. Also, it is important to fulfill promises and promote ethical norms. It helps to recognize efforts and also allow open communication. And last, the continuance commitment, which has the mindset of I have to be here. So there is a perceived cost of leaving the organization or the team, and it has negative correlation with quitting and turnover of employees. For employees, this is also mainly extrinsic motivation, which comes hand in hand of having to conform to some external incentives or circumstances. As a leader, there are still several things you can do to deal with people who are just here due to continuance commitment. So it is for them very important to ensure fair benefits and a fair reward system. Also, you can manage the perceived costs of living and provide development opportunities that increases the perceived value someone has for the current team. So this was an overview about the different types of commitment in a professional context.